Hi everyone, and thank you for watching today's market commentary video. So today I'll be discussing three items that we're pretty much going to be talking about for the rest of the year. And that is inflation, interest rates, and the volatility of the stock market. Now I've been asked recently if my stance on the market has changed at all, especially with things going on around the world like the war in Russia and Ukraine. And my answer is no. So let's go ahead and talk about why, and also how some of the things we've been talking about really over the past 6 months is starting to unfold. We'll start with the government's ability to control inflation and also the economy to a certain extent by using things like monetary policy and controlling interest rates. Over the past 12 years, the Federal Reserve has kept interest rates extremely low, which has been great for our economy's growth and was used to help jumpstart an economy that was free falling from the housing market crash back in 2007. However, our economy is starting to feel its effects with inflation, and this is because we have had supply chain issues and people still kept spending through the COVID pandemic. And that's in large part to the injection of money from the federal government that has helped contributed to some of this extra spending. Now, printing money alone has not increased the price of goods everywhere. We also can think, again, supply chain issues along with the war going on between Russia and Ukraine affecting gas prices. While we do expect prices everywhere to continue to rise, we also do see the government slowing this down by doing the opposite of what it has been doing for the past 12 years, and that is starting to raise interest rates versus lower them. Now, you may ask yourself, if interest rates go up, what does that do to the economy? And the answer is simple: less spending. This is because interest rates on things like credit cards, home loans, and auto loans are all going to go up. When this happens, the value of the companies that benefited from the previous spending are going to go down in value, especially companies that are primarily focused on growth like tech companies. Growth companies are impacted the most because they can rely heavily on borrowing to acquire new companies or competitors to help increase their earnings and increase the value of your stock. In a high interest rate environment, it becomes harder and harder for growth companies to raise money and capital through borrowing because it becomes really expensive for them. So maybe instead of using a bond or using a loan, they may use some of their cash, and that is if they have it on hand, to do some of the operations that they focus on when you're a growth company and you're wanting to grow, such as acquiring other companies or invest in new technologies. However, that process becomes slowed down by the limited amount of access to additional capital. And if you don't have enough cash as a growth company, you're pretty much going to take a hit on the value of your stock. It is important to note that there are other variables to consider. The government can continue to inject money artificially to help prop up the stock market if it reacts negatively and quickly to rising interest rates. But this can then lead to not only higher prices in the market, but also higher interest rates at the same time. Or they can continue with the rate hikes, but do it as slow as possible and then face a potentially prolonged period of inflation. Now, increasing rates faster is a third option that they can do, but this can lower inflation, which is great, but then lead to a market contraction faster than what most anticipate. While we don't have a magic 8-ball to tell us the exact moves of the federal government or tell us the reactions of investors to potentially negative volatility coming, I can say that we do have a plan for most of the scenarios. I hope this video has been educational and provided some insight into today's market and also a sneak peek into the future. I want to thank all of our members who have taken the time to watch this video in entirety. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Also, if you have any friends or family members who maybe don't have a plan or are worried about some of the items discussed in this video, feel free to have them reach out and we can help build them a plan that will help them be prepared for both the ups and the downs in the markets. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.